Hello, fellow flamenco enthusiasts. Welcome to the very first episode of Everything Flamenco. I'm your host, La Jugo, and today we will chat about a topic that is very close to my heart. If you want to dance flamenco, don't wait. Just do it. So before we get started, I'd just like to give a shout out to SoloFlamenco, Tierra and Rosa Jimenez for starting the Cape Town Flamenco Collective to bring all aspiring flamenco dancers together. We had our first workshop this past Saturday with Shay from Tierra Flamenca, and it was absolutely amazing. We were actually joking about it that we should have had half an hour at least before classes started just to allow for chats, because there was so much chatting and laughing and hugs, and it was just like a big reunion. There was even a bit of tears, although happy tears, but just such happiness of just getting the whole flamenco community together and dancing together and exploring and learning together. And we're really looking forward to the next one. So I will link all these schools' Facebook and Instagram pages in the description of this episode. So please go and give them a follow and see what exciting things they're up to. I will also, this is all very new, so my mind is going in 1,000 directions, but as I learn, I will make contact with the schools and also share anything that they have coming up regarding classes and workshops and courses and all those kind of things. So it's really exciting, and I will post it on our Instagram page, which is everything_flamenco. So if you also know about any other flamenco events that are happening, please give me a shout out. We'd love to build this community and share the love. So, right, back to today's episode. Would you like to dance flamenco? Have you seen the videos of the amazing singers, the palmeros, I think they're called, that do the palmas and the jaleos and keep the compás, the guitarists and the dancers, and wish that you could be part of that quadro, be on that stage and do lightning fast footwork or do this beautiful hand movements or strong movements and the quick turns and just all that emotion and passion that emanates from the dancers and the guitarists and everybody that's on stage. And have you ever wished that you could be there, but now you're doubting yourself? You're like, I'm too old, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too young, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too busy. But it still keeps on popping up in the back of your mind and you can't stop thinking about it and you're really wishing that you could do it. I hope that you will let those doubts go to rest and really just go ahead and do it, because life is short. And why would you want to deprive yourself from the joy that is flamenco? So I must be honest, I also had those doubts before I started. So let me tell you a little bit about my own story, and hopefully that will inspire you and make you come and do some classes. So so I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the name that I'm using for the podcast La Jugo. It's actually not stage name or anything like that. It's a bit of an inside joke between myself and one of my fellow flamenco dance friends, because I talk a lot, but I think I'm quite soft and a bit reserved, maybe in some senses, although that is kind of withered away the longer I dance flamenco. But when I go on stage, it's like a whole other personality comes out. That's much stronger than I feel that I am in real life, like your day-to-day things. And it's what she calls juicier. So La Jugo is actually the juice. So yeah, it's a bit of an inside joke, but anyway, it's maybe going to make you smile, but also just give you that thing about really exploring your personality and getting to know yourself. I don't think I've ever known myself as well as I do since I started flamenco, because it really forces you to delve deep. Not forces, but you want to, because once you find that inner part of you that's really you, that is when you can really, really dance. And it has nothing to do with with your, like I said, your age or what you look like, or if you're pink or blue or green, or if your hair's short or long or curly or straight. It has nothing to do with that. It's about bringing a community together. It's about everybody being inclusive and expressing yourself, sharing a part of your personality with other people and making them happy and smile and be in awe. It's something that resonated with me as well, what Shay said in the workshop on Saturday. It's that you give of yourself. It's about personal expression. And what I also take from that, it's about that you have to, you learn from other dancers by watching them, and that can help you grow your own dance. But don't try to be like them, because they can't be like you and you can't be like them. You be the best you that you can be. It sounds a bit cheesy, but it really is true. It's like the more honest you are in your dancing, the better of a dancer you will be. And that doesn't always mean lightning fast footwork. It doesn't always mean the sharpest turns and the best hand movements. Yes, there's structure to flamenco, but it's really about self-expression and self-exploration and just enjoying the dance and the art form for what it is. So yeah, it can be the most frustrating thing, because you want to do everything. You want to be like that professional performer on stage from the first time that you walk into that classroom. And it's not going to be like that. But you know what? The joy of flamenco is really the journey. It's about learning, and you can never know everything about it. And that is actually the most beautiful thing about it, is that you learn every day, and that you can explore every day, and you can grow every day. And the dancer that you are this year is maybe not going to be the dancer that you are next year. So, okay, so I wanted to talk a bit about my journey, and now I've been rambling on for goodness knows how many minutes. But anyway, so my personal journey, I only started dancing flamenco when I was 34 years old, which is quite old, if you think about other dance forms. And most dancers are seen as over the hill in the 30s, I think. I never really danced any other dances before. And yeah, my husband and I, we went to Spain. It's a long story how we got there, but I was just mesmerized. And as a little girl, I always wanted to start dancing flamenco. But, it was always that thing, those actual doubts that I told you about now. So those actual doubts that you have in your mind. I won't be able to do it. Oh, the classes are too far. It's too complicated. I don't have time, all these excuses that we always give ourselves. And so it took me 34 years to get to the point where I actually started dancing flamenco. And I will never forget the first day that I started flamenco. So it was a week before my birthday. And my husband took me to Ballet World in Rondebosch to go buy my first pair of flamenco shoes. Most of you will be familiar with the Suede Sancha brand, so the very, very entry-level beginner flamenco shoes. and that was my birthday present. And I don't think that was the smartest thing to do, to buy a new pair of shoes and then go directly to a class, but obviously that shows my inexperience at the time. But I was just absolutely ecstatic. And on top of that as well, I went to class in a jean, which is like the most unpractical thing that you can ever dance in flamenco. So please, if you do start, make sure that you wear stretchy, comfortable clothes, because you're going to be moving around a lot. And as luck would have it, we did those very low, deep squat type marking movements in the class, which was really not the best in a jean that barely fit after I spent 3 weeks in Spain and ate everything and all the time. So anyway, so that class, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. And that was almost 12 years ago now, and I've never looked back, and I can't imagine my life without flamenco. So, I mean, I was, like I say, I was 34 years old, so nothing can stop you. Don't let it stop you. And I'm still dancing. I mean, you obviously did the math, so you know how old I am now, but I don't imagine stopping anytime soon. And so a while ago, my husband and I attended a show of Shay at Tierra Flamenca together with Michel, I think is his name, George, and Nina Furigos, who are both guitarists, and it was called Pulso, and they performed at a retirement village. So my husband and I were the youngest people there, and we are in our 40s. And I was sitting in front of this lady, and she was dressed so beautifully for the show, and she was so excited. And I warned her before, I'm going to sit in front here and I won't be able to help myself. I'm going to shout jaleos all the time because I just can't help it, because I love flamenco so much. And then she told me that she actually never danced before in her life, and she started doing flamenco at the age of 65. How amazing is that? So she had to stop because of health issues, but I just thought that was so beautiful that she never let her age keep her from dancing. And even now, if you go into Spain, if you go into places like Sevilla and Jerez, where flamenco really is at its most strongest, you will see the oldest ladies dancing flamenco, but in their way, not the speedy footwork, but they'll just have these tiny hand movements, and just like the way that they move their shoulders and their hips and even shuffle their feet, you can feel their personalities and you can feel the power that is flamenco. And, at some point when you are at the peak of your peak age, I don't even know what that is, when you are dancing the fastest and, whatever you aspire to, that might not even be the best performance of your life. It might be when you are 80 and you are just like doing those tiny little movements, and you know how your body moves and how it feels and how it makes you happy. Oh, I just get goosebumps thinking about it, so that is the beauty. That's the beauty of flamenco. And then you have these little kids sometimes. I mean, they don't even know themselves yet, but they're just loving it so much. Especially the girls wearing the frilly dresses, and they're just having the best time. So that's what I want to invite you to come and experience. It's such a wonderful art form. So yeah, I can go on forever, but all I wanted to say is just give of yourself. Just come and try it. You will not be sorry, I promise you. Yeah, and that is it for the first episode. Hope you found a little inspiration today. And if you're thinking of beginning flamenco, I hope this episode gave you the little push that you needed to get started. Please leave any comments and thoughts in the Q&A section. Follow us on Instagram at everything_flamenco for extra content and information about flamenco schools around South Africa. Also, again, just check the notes in the description of this episode. And then I will see you in the next episode. Ole!